All right, hello everybody. Time to give another update to the forecast for today. You know, guys, yesterday was really hot. We had temperatures rise, of course, if you're outside, you know this, but we had temperatures rise all the way up to 107 degrees. And to put into perspective how hot it actually got yesterday was the hottest day we've ever had in the month of July in recorded history here for San Antonio. This is records that date back to I think it's, what year was it? 1885 for San Antonio. It's a long time period of records that, it was the hottest July day we've ever recorded in San Antonio. So that gives you a little perspective on how hot it actually got yesterday. Now, I'm working on trying to load Facebook here so I can answer some of y'all's questions. Again, today will be another hot day. Possibly just a few degrees cooler than what we had for Monday. But either way, it's still going to be very hot. I see a lot of people saying hello, hello, I hope you're doing well. Nick wants to know, when will this heat be over? He's in Charlotte, Texas. The answer is, it's not going to be going away anytime soon. We're going to be dealing with this heat, really it looks like not just for the next week, but possibly the next 2 weeks. We are going to have the temperatures drop a bit down to the 90s for highs, but I think that in about a little more than a week, we're going to see these temperatures jump up again. So let's go ahead and jump into the forecast. Heat advisory in place today, not an excessive heat warning, but either way, it's still going to be really hot. We may have temperatures rise to 105 degrees later on today. Let's take a look around the region. Northwest San Antonio showing a lot of blue sky. A little bit of upper level clouds out there for the beginning of our day. You notice just a few passing clouds here and there. I guess that'll give you a little bit of relief, but the sunlight isn't going to be too hindered by clouds that thin. You see them from the airport and also out at Calaveras Lake. Probably about a mostly clear sky out there right now, but that cloud cover should break up a little bit over the next couple of weeks. I see a lot of people asking about rain. Guys, I know I want the rain too, but it's just not looking like a good week for it. Honestly, I'm looking at some weather models, and some weather models show that we may stay dry. And again, when you get beyond 7 days in a weather model, things get real iffy. You know, your forecast has a higher chance to change. Like for today, I could tell you that we're going to have a lot more sunshine this afternoon. It's going to be hot. My chance of getting that right, closer to 100%. But if I'm trying to tell you 3 weeks away that it's going to be, from today, 3 weeks away, that it's going to be sunny, hot, and not a drop of rain expected, my chance of getting that right is lower. So when you go further away from a time period, it's kind of like saying, I know exactly how my day is going to go in 3 weeks. You know, you can't always predict that. So, you know, you have a better idea of knowing what's going to happen today, tomorrow. You start getting a little bit iffy possibly once we get into Thursday and Friday. But it's kind of like that whenever we're predicting the weather. You have more certainty whenever you're talking about the day of than when you get further away. But I will tell you, it is not looking like we're going to see much rain here, though, over the next 2 weeks. We may actually make it through the rest of July with maybe about a trace of rain here and there. But as far as measurable heavy rainfall, that may not occur. But of course, things can change. Don't worry. I'll continue to keep you all updated on that. Yeah, the lawns are looking crispy. I see a lot of people saying that their lawn is dead, the lawn is looking crispy. Yeah, it's not looking too great. And you know, Albert makes a good point. It is an energy alert day today. Reduce your energy use between 3 and 7 p.m. It is a CPS energy alert day because of the heat, and also, you know, the air conditioners are going to be working overtime. Make sure you try to reduce your energy. You can raise the thermostat in your home. And guys, I know this seems a little hot for a lot of people out there, 78 degrees. But if you raise it up for that time period, especially if you're not even going to be home, you can reduce the energy use and help the city out as we make our way throughout this afternoon. Also, reduce the use of appliances. Maybe not run that washer until later tonight. You can also unplug some things in your homes, and that's all important things to know too, guys. So, Albert, great ad there, and yeah, y'all make sure you look out for that stuff. Brianna says it's the 110s in California. Yeah, you know, over towards Death Valley, they had some crazy heat. I follow them on with the National Park Service page on Facebook. I'm a huge fan of national parks and state parks, city parks, whatever parks they may be. I'm always into the great outdoors. That's something that I love, and I saw that they have been very hot over towards California and into Arizona as well. Nick says his squash died from the heat, and yeah, I'm not surprised about that, Nick. This heat has been just torture on a lot of vegetation out there that just can't handle how hot it is and needs more rain, of course. So let's take a look at the radar. No rain out there. Everything that you're seeing there is actually false returns from the radar. Actually down here towards Uvalde County, that little blip, that's actually bats being picked up. So sometimes the radar can pick up things other than rain, and that's exactly what we were seeing right there. So there you see a little bit of shower activity that kind of fizzled out closer to the I-20 corridor. It didn't even make it down to our friends in San Angelo, kind of fizzled out before it made it to them. A little bit of light shower activity along the Red River, but that's about it, guys. Much of the Lone Star State going to be drier today. I see Jenny Myers saying, is the heat contributing to warming in the Gulf? I keep seeing alerts that this will be a worse than usual hurricane season, but they say that every year. And Jenny, the answer is, you know, it could be a worse than normal hurricane season. The thing is, there's a lot of things that contribute to hurricane strength, and it's a lot more than just warm water. You know, warm water is the fuel for hurricanes, but if we have something like Saharan dust in the air, or maybe we have a lot of shear in the Atlantic and the Gulf, maybe that starts to form more, that can stop hurricanes from forming. Right now, I can tell you that as we move into the months of August and September, I think that the Atlantic is going to be pretty primed unless we see more Saharan dust. If we see more Saharan dust, it's really going to hinder tropical formation. That's one of my specialties, is something that I focused on more in college, is tropical systems. I've used to work down on the coast as well, and you know, it's something that I've always had a more of a passion for, is tropical meteorology. And I can tell you, the end of August, early September, I think that's going to be a time period where we'll want to watch more, not just for Texas, but I'm talking about for the Gulf of Mexico and the Atlantic Basin as a whole. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yes, the Gulf is warming a lot right now, so that it is getting a lot of that warming as well. I hope that answers your question, Jenny. Christy says, hang the rain rock. Christy, I hope that we can get some rain. Whatever it takes to get some rain, whatever you have to do to you know, just getting a good mojo and getting the rain to go, that would be great. So let's go ahead and run through the system here. Temperatures right now sitting at 84 in San Antonio, 82 in Hondo, 84 in Uvalde, and 87 in Pearsall. Now notice it's 89 in Victoria. Now here's where things start to really make more sense. You know, if you step outside right now, you're going to think, man, it feels way hotter than that. The dew point's in the 70s. That makes it feel tropical outside, I like to say. Whenever you got dew points in the 70s, it starts to feel more tropical, kind of more of a soupy air mass. And with that, it feels a lot hotter than what it actually is on your skin. Feels like 90 in San Antonio, 96 in Pleasanton, 94 in George West and Beeville. Guys, remember to check the temperature of the pavement before you take your dogs out. Remember to drink plenty of water. If you have to work outside, get your stuff done early on in the day, because as we head into the afternoons, the temperatures really soar. 97 by 1 p.m., and it's going to feel like the triple digits by 1 p.m. here in San Antonio. But we'll actually rise into the triple digits by about 5 p.m. The record today was set back in, goodness, I think it was 2009. I'll have to pull it up real quick, guys. I'll go ahead and pull it up now while I'm telling you. But the record today is 102, and the year that it was set in, I'm going to pull that up here in a second. But either way, if we beat 102 today, then we're going to have a new record here in San Antonio for the second day in a row. Yesterday, we broke the whole record for the month of July. We've never had a day in July where we were above 106 until yesterday. We hit 107 degrees in San Antonio just yesterday. So I'm pulling up the year here. So we hit 102 in San Antonio back in 2009. So it's 2009, which was the hottest July we have ever had on record, I believe. Let me check that. And the answer is yes. That's the hottest July we ever had on record, was 2009, where the average temperature throughout the month, which includes the overnight lows and the afternoon highs, that was 88.7. And guys, I think we're going to break that record this month. As long as we keep the temperatures in these triple digits, I think we're going to break that record of 88.7 as the warmest July. This may end up being the warmest July we've ever had on record, but there's still a lot of month to go, so we'll just have to see what happens there. But again, 105, lots of sunshine expected this afternoon. So that little bit of cloud cover we had will break up. Future Clouds and Radar tries to show a little bit of shower activity here and there, and guys, it's just not going to happen. We're not going to get that lucky. We make our way into tonight. Cloud cover will form, and then it breaks up as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Let me slow this down. Ooh, I forgot to add a pause point there. Temperatures will rise as we head into tomorrow afternoon all the way into, excuse me, let me move the time stamp around here. 7:30 a.m., again, cloud cover and temperatures in the 70s. And then lots of sunshine tomorrow afternoon, and trying to see a few light showers by Future Clouds and Radar, but guys, again, I don't think we're going to be that lucky. And then triple-digit heat again tomorrow. So another hot day as we head into Wednesday afternoon. By the way, Wednesday's record high was 102, set back in 2000. So if we hit 102 tomorrow, we will tie the record, and that means that we'll have record-breaking heat 3 days in a row. 70s as you wake up on Thursday, and yes, it will be another hot day on Thursday. That cloud cover will clear out, more sunshine, and it will be a very hot day again. So how much rain are we expecting over the next 7 days? This is what a lot of people have been asking. They want to know, where's the rain? My yard looks very dry. It's dying. My plants are dying. And here's your answer, guys. When you get closer to San Marcos, they may have a trace. They may have a trace of rain when you get closer towards Cuero and Hallettsville and Victoria. But guys, it's not looking good. That's less than 1/4 of an inch. That's less than 1/10 of an inch. For some areas, and a majority of our region will make it through the next 7 days without a drop of rain. You know, San Antonio, at the airport, they've only had a few days this month where they've recorded a trace of rain, but no measurable rainfall so far at the airport in San Antonio. Our July average for this time of the month should be a little bit over 1.5 inches, and unfortunately, we're way behind. We're also getting way behind for the year. Remember, we finished 2019 10 years behind average. I don't think we're, or 10 inches behind average, rather. But I don't think we're going to see that dry of a rest of the year. I think we're going to catch up a bit. But I think we may, you know, unless we start seeing a lot more rainfall here, which not all at once, I always knock on wood. I don't want all the rain at once because we don't want any flood events. But unless we see more rain, you know, we're looking pretty dry for this year now. The aquifer level, that's something very important right now because we are in stage 1 restrictions. Stage 2 won't begin for a little while longer. Meteorologist Megan Massey did a special on that just yesterday afternoon, and I'm actually going to grab that that graphic that she showed yesterday afternoon. If you missed it, it was a great piece on the aquifer. But I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. It's about the aquifer and water restrictions. So again, our 10-day average, which is what goes into line with the restrictions, is a 658.2. Remember, when that falls below 660, that's when we have stage 1 restrictions go into place. Stage 2 won't begin, I believe, not until we're at 650. So stage 1, again, here's a look at when you can water your lawn. Of course, this is with a sprinkler system by the last digit of your address. Remember, that lets you know. So Monday, 0 and 1, Tuesday, 2 and 3s, Wednesday, 4s and 5s, Thursday, 6 and 7, Friday, 8 and 9 is the best we can do right now. So drought monitor shows that abnormally dry conditions continue for Bexar County and much of South Texas. You see moderate to severe drought growing over from Valverde County all the way, southern Valverde County that is, all the way into Uvalde County, and then you see it from Maverick County and then stretching further over to the east towards Carrizo Springs. So this is the culprit. This is why we're hot and so dry. This big area of high pressure, this upper level pattern, doesn't change For the next 2 weeks, it's expected to kind of linger around. Now, the good news is it's going to weaken just a little bit over our area, but I don't think it's going to be enough to bring on a lot of rain. And it may drop our temperatures down to the upper 90s to maybe right at 100 degrees. But it's not looking that good, guys. It's looking a lot drier and very hot here as we head throughout the next 7 days. You see temperatures staying above average. Look in the top right corner of your screen. You're going to see 94 degrees. That's our average high for this time of the year. And you see even our overnight lows are above average just by a bit. Average low should be about 75. We're going to be sitting in the mid to upper 70s here for our lows each night. So temperatures staying above average for the next week. That gets us all the way through July 20th. And I think that we will also finish the month with warmer than average conditions, and you'll see why in just a moment. Now, from day 8 through day 14, past the 7-day forecast, it looks like our rainfall outlook is picking up on the fact that high pressure is going to weaken slightly. Notice that we could have a little bit of increased shower activity, a little bit of above average rainfall for areas around San Antonio and further to the south. But honestly, slightly above average rainfall still isn't that much for this time of year, because July is one of our drier months when we move throughout the warmer months of the year. So just even a little bit of above average rainfall still isn't a lot for this time of year. And the above average heat doesn't look like it's going anywhere. By the way, the entire United States is expected to have above average heat from day 8 through day 14. So let's take a look at some of our neighbors. The Lone Star 3-day forecast shows a lot of triple-digit heat, basically anywhere you look. You notice that the temperatures will be going down a bit, though, just by a bit. You see 90s, more 90s on the board by the time we head into Thursday compared to today. So there will be a little bit of a cooling trend. You saw that in our 7-day forecast, how we're expecting some slightly cooler conditions. And I almost hesitate to say cooler. I'd rather just say not as hot conditions as we make our way into the middle to the end of the week. And much of the Lone Star State will be experiencing that. So Texas State Park forecast shows that for tomorrow, remember this is for tomorrow, that we're going to be having another hot day. If you do go hiking, I always say this, I'm going to say it, you're going to hear me say it over and over again. Pack a lot of water, but overpack the amount of water you think you need, and then even on top of that, overpack what you think you've overpacked. You need to be having tons of water with you whenever you're out on the trails. Meteorologist Megan Massey and I always do this whenever we go out and hike and go for bike rides. We overpack the water, and actually last Thursday we came across somebody on the Salado Creek Greenway. We were out riding our bikes, and somebody was sitting on the trail after getting off their bike, and it's because this person had overheated. They needed water. They didn't have enough left. They ran out of water. And so I had to give them the rest of my water, but of course meteorologist Megan Massey had enough water too, so we were able to use that for the rest of the ride. But I had to give her the rest of my water because she was experiencing early signs of heat exhaustion. And thankfully they made it back to their car, the group that we had come across. But that just lets you know, if you think you have enough water, you may not. Overpack. Overpack the amount of water you think you need. It's very important whenever we have heat like this. And it's also important not to try to overexert yourself in the heat of the day, which will be in the afternoons. Anywhere between 1 o'clock all the way until about 7 o'clock, we're going to be having some extreme heat. So please remember that, guys. I also want to remind you all, Cloudy with a Chance of Learning goes on every day at 1 p.m. Yesterday we talked about the UV index, what it is. That's something big right now. We have a lot of sunshine out there. Wear tons of sunscreen, protect your skin, protect your eyes. You can get ocular melanoma on your eyeballs. My mother had it. And my mother's fine, but it can be very deadly. It is a form of cancer that can be very deadly. So protect your eyes. It's very important. Wear those sunglasses. Also, make sure you wear a hat. Protect your ears and your nose. That's where you get more of your basal cell and squamous cell. And then also, just cover up your arms. They make special sun protective clothing. They make, you got plenty of sunscreen. Just try to protect yourself from that sun, everybody. Also, make sure you drink plenty of water whenever you're out, too. So, we talked about the UV index. What is it? How do we record it? Why is it important to protect your skin? We talked about that yesterday. You can find that on YouTube and on Facebook. Today we're taking a field trip to the Woody Museum. Should be a lot of fun. We're going to learn a lot of fun things here with these field trips. We're going to be doing more of these. I'm going to be covering that today at 1 p.m. All About Comets is tomorrow at 1 p.m. And remember, we got the comet Neowise. They can be seen early in the morning right now or just after sunset. It's easier to see it right after sunrise, though, or right before sunrise, rather. And then Hurricane Harvey, we'll talk about that on Thursday. And then Friday, another field trip to the San Antonio Zoo where we have had a ton of fun the last few weeks. We've seen the giraffes, we've seen the kangaroos, and I don't know what they have in store for us for today, but it's always fun with these field trips to the San Antonio Zoo. So guys, I want to leave you with a look at the temperatures. Going to be very hot again. Temperatures, this is the actual air temperature right now. We already have temperatures in the 90s and the heat index values already in the triple digits for Port Lavaca, which is pretty typical for them. They have such a humid air mass that their heat index values are a little bit warmer than everybody else on the board typically. So guys, have a wonderful Tuesday across the region, and we'll keep you updated. Remember to avoid that afternoon heat. Remember, it is a peak energy day, so between 3 and 7 p.m., try to limit that electronic use. Maybe turn up the air conditioner closer to 78, and just try to stay cool out there. Drink plenty of water. Think about your pets. They need water too. They need a way to stay cool. Think about your neighbors and those around the community who may not have a way to stay cool. Those who may have window units that may not be able to cool the home as easily. Those who may be homeless, think about them. Maybe take out a bottle of water or leave something out for our neighbors and community members who may need extra help here whenever we have these very hot days. So guys, have a wonderful day. Melissa says happy birthday to me, so happy birthday to you, Melissa. Hope you have a great one. And we'll continue to keep you updated right here at KENS 5. Meteorologist Andrew Wilson has an update at noon on our weather. And then also, we have cloudy with a chance of learning at 1. Weather Chief Bill Taylor's in at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Have a wonderful rest of your day.